Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's a bit late. I'm uploading after a very long time, but I was waiting for this guy to arrive. And yeah, this is HEQ5 Pro, Skywatch HEQ5 Pro, and I guess it was worth the wait. But let's see how the mount performs and what results we get. And I guess long time astrophotographers know why I'm using the controller as a mic. So yeah, I'm Riman and you're watching Astrography. It's a warm summer evening right now, and tonight to test out my HEQ5 Pro, I'm going to shoot M8 or the Lagoon Nebula. I know it's a bit windy out here, so sorry for that. But yeah, the Lagoon Nebula will be rising up around 1 a.m. tonight. For tonight, my setup is Radian 61 Triplet APO, ZW 120mm mini guide camera, and ASIR Pro for controlling the setup, and the DSLR which I am using is Nikon D5300 stock. So first thing is to do nothing but balance your mount. As you can see right now it's not balanced yet, so we will just do that. Done with my polar alignment, and surprisingly I only have 0.34 second error, which is very good actually. Coming back to the M8 or the Lagoon Nebula, which I'm going to capture today from where I live. Lagoon Nebula will be rising up from southeast at around 1 a.m. I don't know if you can see, but Anthrace is this side, and it is a fairly easy object to capture even if you are not using a go-to mount. Untracked astrophotography can be done. It is about time. Lagoon Nebula will be reaching at its high point, so I will just go to my mount. So here's a test shot I took of Lagoon Nebula. It is 180-second exposure at ISO 800. Yeah, so this was pretty much it for the video, but I would like to share a few things with you which are necessary. Like, first of all, I made this video purposely for the younger audience who are still getting into astrophotography, or like just starting and just knowing about it and are confused whether to buy a whole setup for the astrophotography or just start it with a simple DSLR. Well, definitely you can start astrophotography with a simple DSLR, and maybe my next video will be about it, shooting Milky Way with a simple DSLR and a lens without any modifications. And one of the other important things I would like to mention is to religiously take calibration frames. I swear to God, it will help your image a lot. It will improve your signal to noise ratio and help with the vignetting. And if you want to know what are calibration frames, you can definitely go and search on Google and see other astrophotographers website who are top G in the field, and just get to know what are calibration frames and how it will help your image. The third most important thing I would like to tell you is to look into ISO. Like, just get the correct ISO. Personally, I am living in the Bortel 4-5 area, or like 5.5, and for bottle 5 I would recommend ISO 400, which is like the minimum and the most sustainable ISO I can recommend to you. And if you are living in the bottle 6-7 or higher, I would still recommend you use ISO 400. Of course, if you go to bottle 2-3 area, you can pump up your ISO and maybe try 1600 or 3200. Just see at what point the noise starts getting into the image. If you are shooting a faint object like a galaxy or a faint nebulae, you can use ISO 800 to tackle the city light pollution. But in case if you use ISO 800, I would then recommend you to take calibration frames too. Yeah, the HEQ5 Pro, the video was all about it, and the mount was great. The motors are smooth, the tracking is smooth. But personally, I used the guiding setup with the HEQ5 Pro, and if you have the budget, I would definitely recommend you to use a guiding setup. It will help with your backlash error in the mount, and it will help your tracking a lot, and just reduce the start rails which are in the image, and you can pump up your exposure time to maybe 180 seconds or 240 seconds or whatever you need. If you are not using a guiding setup, then it is a bit difficult to go above 180 seconds or 120 seconds, I would tell. So yeah, just look into it. And yeah, if you have any questions regarding astrophotography, or you are confused whether to buy this lens or this camera, you can reach out to me in the comment section and ask me anything. And if you need some processing tips, I will try my best to help you with it. And personally, for the Lagoon Nebula image, I used a few softwares which are Photoshop, which is like a basic need, and other than that I used Serial, which is used for post-processing, and I used StarNet++ to remove the stars from the image and just focus on the nebulosity and improve that and put the stars back in. So yeah, all these softwares are free except for the Photoshop. For stacking, I use the Deep Sky Stacker, which is of course like the best I can say, at least for now. So yeah, this was it for this video. I will see you in the next video. Clear skies. I am Riman and you are watching